blind, stupid, or probably poor. My name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. You can hear all about me and my best friend Cody Rhodes at AEW Insider.
What's up, peeps? We're back. As always, I'm your host, Lee Benson. Thank you so much for joining us for our YouTube edition of the AEW Insider. As always, we got a great show. We got some AEW news, some WWE news. Big things are going on with Impact Wrestling, plus some random wrestling stories from all around the world. Remember to stick around to the end of the video to see how you could win a Series 1 Chris Jericho AEW action figure. Let's get to the show. AEW. There are rumors that AEW wants to honor Owen Hart, since Owen's family will not let the WWE induct him. Chris Jericho weighed in on the situation, and he had these things to say about Jericho understanding why Martha Hart does not want Owen in the WWE Hall of Fame. He said, "I never thought Owen should go in the Hall of Fame. It's just not right. I think anybody who had any problems with that should watch it and they will understand where the family's coming from. His influence doesn't go away and it shouldn't be minimalized. But if Martha doesn't want to do that through the WWE system, I totally get that." And on how Owen's spirit lives on through AEW. I'd love to see Martha do something with AEW. I think the spirit of Owen Hart lives on AEW for sure. I'm a huge disciple of him. I'm very much influenced by Owen Hart. So I think that whether it's New Japan or AEW, I think it's important for Owen to be remembered by his fans and by the people he influenced, myself included. The Inner Circle appeared on Talk is Jericho this week, and they let us in on behind the scenes of the Stadium Stampede match and a lot more. It's a definite must listen. Dustin Rhodes has announced on Instagram that he is opening his own wrestling school. He said, "My wrestling school is in its planning stages. I always dreamed of having one. I'm going to make that a reality. I can't wait." On to WWE. Vince McMahon runs a tight ship, and everything on the main roster lives and dies by his hand. Well, he is not happy that superstars are going back and forth on social media, aka kind of booking themselves in the match. Randy Orton and Tommaso Ciampa teased each other a bit on social media. A match is not in the works as of now. Brian Alvarez did note on the Wrestling Observer Live that Vince McMahon is not happy about them going out on their own and sending out those tweets. Backstage, it has been said, "The impression I was given is that Vince McMahon is not happy about this for sure. For those of you who may not know, there are rules and then there's Vince. Vince hates it when guys or women or whatever do something that teases a match that he's not going to do. But if he starts booking something that doesn't pay off, it's totally fine. There's a different set of rules." The unwritten rule in WWE is, if you go after somebody in public or in your own company or in someone else's company, you're not supposed to do it unless you're building up to a match. In that case, of course, they're supposed to do it at that point. Wrestling Inc. reports that there was a heated backstage argument at NXT In Your House. WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels, who works behind the scenes in the NXT brand, reportedly got into a heated debate with another WWE producer before TakeOver hit the air, and that's according to Fightful Select. The debate had to do with current events in the United States. It was noted that the other producer claimed that everybody already gets treated the same in the country, which did not sit well with Michaels. And upset Michaels reportedly responded with an explanation of inequality and systematic racism in America. Michaels was said to be professional in the debate, but he was very angry. It sounds like this was not done in front of a large group of people, as most wrestlers didn't find out about it until Monday. The unnamed producer and Michaels continued to work the rest of the show together after the argument. On to Impact Wrestling. Tessa Blanchard is still a no-show to defend her title for Impact Wrestling. Ace Austin is the #1 contender, but a few others definitely want a shot at that absent title, such as Mike Elgin, a returning Eddie Edwards, Trey of the Rascals, and so on. There will be a big 5-way match for Slammiversary. Also on Impact Wrestling, Jordynne Grace defended her Women's Knockout Championship, and out of nowhere, recently WWE fired Deonna Purazzo showed up. She acted all cool at first, and she attacked her. So Deonna Purazzo is Impact. And finally, for Impact Wrestling, somebody was trying to be Rhino's tag team partner, which Rhino replied, "I already have a partner picked, and he has kids," which is amazing because we all know that Rhino's old WWE tag team partner, Heath Slater, uses that slogans and even had t-shirts that read, "I got kids." So it looks like Heath Slater is Impact also. On to random wrestling news. Today in the wrestling world, we had another tragic death. It seems to be happening a lot lately. Well, this one was Mr. Wrestling number 2. He has passed away. He was a true legend at wrestling and a legend in the South, and he even made it to the WWE. He had great feuds with Magnum TA plus a bunch of other people. So we just want to take a moment to say Godspeed, Mr. Wrestling number 2, and thank you for all that you contributed to the wrestling world. And I bet now out of nowhere, WWE will induct him into the next Hall of Fame. And finally, Eric Biscoff has been making the rounds today. He did a stellar interview with Busted Open Radio this morning, and he also spoke with TalkSport. At TalkSport, he discussed why him working for WWE did not work out, plus more. Bischoff said, "My job really, as it was described to me in general, I oversee everything within WWE and to a degree with Fox. Anything that touched or related to SmackDown, which included, by the way, overseeing creative. That was part of it. But it was overseeing it, not creating it. I was told clearly that I wasn't brought in as a creative person. I was brought in to manage the creative process. They are two entirely different things. It would be fair to say that creative had to go through me to get the Vince. But it also included licensing and merchandise. It included public relations and marketing. It included scheduling. It included just about everything related to SmackDown, which is a lot within a company like WWE. But it did not necessarily involve me dealing directly with Fox executives." And he also talked about the moment he knew things weren't going the way he thought with WWE. He said that happened fairly quickly, but not for any other reason than the process. The process across the board in WWE is a very unique, complex, and it is an intense process. Keep in mind, I've been self-employed for 20 years, and at least for half of that, I'm kind of a one-man band. I conduct a lot of business. I thought, okay, I can do this. I know I've been self-employed for over 20 years. I know I live out in the middle of nowhere in Wyoming, surrounded by beautiful mountains. I know I'm in charge of my own schedule. I can come and go as I please. I know I'm only accountable to me, my wife, and my family. But now I've done the corporate thing again. It was on me and my failure to adapt. It just didn't work out. It was a bad fit and more of a chemistry issue, really, than anything else. Vic McMahon is not a social friend of mine. We don't have dinner together when I'm on the East Coast or keep in contact a lot, but we'll share a text every now and then. I still consider him a friend to a degree, and I have an immense amount of respect for him, so there is no frustration or anger on my part, because the whole situation was on me, not the WWE. I just didn't live up to the job." All right, peeps. Well, that's it for this episode. Remember, if you want to win a Chris Jericho Season 1 AEW action figure, you have to be subscribed to our channel. Besides being a subscriber, you have to like, share, and comment. So be a subscriber, pick any video, like, share, and comment, and as soon as it ships, if you win, it'll be being shipped right to your house. Remember to show us some love on all major podcasting platforms, also on Facebook and YouTube under the AEW Insider, and on Twitter under the AEW Insider 1, as in the number 1. We'll see you peeps soon. Ciao.